1.5 million people were displaced by the civil war in northern and eastern Uganda in a period of about 20 years. As peace begins to return to the war-torn region, the internally displaced people are returning to their villages of origin to begin a new life. The Food and Agricultural Organization is supporting the return process by helping the returnees through a number of innovative programs geared towards strengthening agricultural livelihoods. One of these innovations is the European Commission Voucher for Work scheme through the Agricultural Livelihood Recovery Project, or ALREP, in northern Uganda.
I think it was completely normal for the last 5 to 10 years to give the inputs for free because the people were in the IDP camps. But now that they are returning back to their home, their villages, it's really time for them now to go back to a normal life and to know that to get something, you have to work for it. We already had discussion with some district officials, and they are also in agreement with that.
The Voucher for Work approach has been promoted by European Commission and FAO because they generate triple benefits. They improve community productive infrastructure, capitalize farmers to acquire agricultural inputs, and create incentives for private sector input suppliers to start operating. FAO is working in partnership with Appropriate Technology Uganda and Uganda National Agro Input Dealers Association to improve productivity and access to agricultural inputs. A network of stockists has been established to supply the newly settled returnees. Appropriate Technology Uganda is responsible for mobilizing, sensitizing, and training beneficiaries.
These farmers are organized into groups. We get them organized into groups, and then we help in the development of these groups. Together with the farmers, we work towards that, and then around this, the farmers then identify enterprises around which the farmer training activities shall be done. And on top of the theory training, we also have on-farm demonstrations where the farmers, together with the extension supervisors, go through the different practices, right from land preparation until harvest, and they even do the evaluation of the different technologies, I should say.
Uganda National Agro Input Dealers Association has the role of attracting input dealers to northern and eastern Uganda to participate in the revitalization of the economy.
The distribution system is that the inputs are procured by FAO. These inputs are channeled to the distributors who are located in both districts of Padea and Nguru, and the stockists, these are the small business persons in the sub-counties, pick the inputs from the distributor in town and bring them down to the sub-county where the community people who have done public works, who have been working, pick the inputs using their vouchers.
Farmers are paid for their labor to build community assets. These public work projects are selected by the returnees and their host communities. Priorities include community access roads that allow farmers to access their land and markets. Payment is in vouchers, which can be exchanged at local input stockists. There's a wide range of inputs, including seeds and farm implements. The stockists then present the vouchers at AT Uganda, which after reconciliation pays the distributors and stockists a marginal fee.
The rationale behind the project is to ensure that we have a sustainable source of inputs through the private system distribution, and at the same time to create assets for agricultural development. We are implementing the project in two districts, Gulu and Pade, and we plan to target 30,000 households.
Grace Lalwenyi is one of the input stockists who hopes to expand her business from the project.
I have Serenat 4 genus, and then vegetable seeds, which ranges from tomatoes, onions, eggplants, and then I have tools. Yeah, I'll be able to get profit out of it and then serve people with improved seeds.
ACTED is contracted by FAO and the European Commission to help communities identify, supervise, and provide technical advice for public works in Gulu.
We've been meeting communities from the beginning back in January to ascertain their needs as regards livelihood recovery, and they've prioritised roads as their main need, community access roads. And our focus is labour-based, labour-intensive based roadworks with using local people, and we provide technical supervision, and they work under a voucher for work system. And after they've been labouring, they receive the vouchers and they exchange them with the selected stockists and suppliers for agricultural inputs. These can be seeds and tools and iron sheets and other needs that they have to recover their livelihoods as farmers.
Rehabilitation of old roads and opening up new ones has encouraged more internally displaced people to return to their villages of origin as they become more accessible.
Ana poyo pikeli yo lo man pe down lobo yo ne tipe down lobo keta chalo school ba pe o met school ba ti be kan kimi ari yo mo kene o ikoni wa ki log me pu ka che wa pu ma be je mo ke kan pe ta ko ram tingu teri gur ga cha dong no la we ram pe no ba kan ke kan.
Local authorities are very happy with the voucher for work approach and are asking European Commission and FAO to expand it further.
The program should be expanded, one, by increasing on the amount of vouchers, and two, by diversifying the activities for which the voucher is paid. Example, the wells and other things. We actually like the program, especially on roads. It's really opening roads. We know, of course, our program doesn't enter into bridges. But a road without a bridge is not a road. You come to the bridge and you stop, and when rain comes, how do you go to the other side? So that's another area we feel that where there are bridges, FAO should come in.
Cassava is one of the important food and cash crops amongst the people of northern and eastern Uganda. It is particularly favored because of its ability to withstand drought conditions and ensure food security when other crops fail. During the 1990s, Uganda was struck by the cassava mosaic disease, which destroyed over 150,000 hectares. This is a loss of about $60 million every year. Localized famine was experienced between 1993 and 1997. FAO has used funding from European Commission to support the multiplication of the cassava mosaic disease-resistant and brown streak virus-tolerant varieties in partnership with the National Agricultural Research Organization, NARO. FAO has multiplied 100 acres of two improved popular varieties, Akena and 2961.
These two varieties are good in two ways. One, they are still resistant to all common cassava diseases. Two, they are very yielding. Maybe the third one would be on 2961 in particular. It is a very fast growing variety and very yielding and very sweet. In 6 months, a farmer can enjoy.
The cuttings have been distributed to returnees as they move out of the camps for internally displaced people. Distribution of the cassava planting materials has been greatly facilitated by the formation of farmer field schools by FAO and 12 NGO partners. The farmer field schools, comprising 25 to 30 members each, have been trained in appropriate agronomic practices and facilitated to access inputs. Farmers now cultivating the new varieties are happy with their performance.
e kom de variety ariane ber gitie o akena ber tine nwala pol o tunan siswan ber atine nwala pol dok ber kan tine mano kudi pe mahogi o ber na madek tine gino nwala ya pol la teha ame konyo yot.
Our estimate is about about 90 bags of cassava cuttings will go to each farmer field school. So if you divide 90 by 30, you will find a member of the school will get about 3 bags. And 3 bags can plant about half an acre. And in a bag, we have about 800 cuttings. If about 20,000 individuals plant about half an acre of disease-resistant varieties, we are very sure in the next 2-3 years, all the villages will be having the good variety.
In 2008 and 2009, FAO is planning to expand cassava multiplication to reach more people returning from IDP camps in northern Uganda.
In 2008, we have already secured some funds from different donors to maintain these 100 hectares, and we are still in discussion with ECHO to establish new 100 hectares, but no, not in Teso and Lango, but in Acholi region, but also in Abim, so a bit in Karamoja. So we will target Kitgum, Pader, Abim, Gulu, and Amuru, and I think it will be like 20 hectares in each of these districts. So that's for 2008. For 2009, we would like to have 20 hectares, not only in the capital of the district, but we would like to have 20 hectares in maybe, let's say, the 5 biggest towns in each district. And in the future, we would like to establish model garden on the road between these 5 big cities. Like this, we will try to cover the whole district, and that will take like 3 years' time. So we are also discussing with some donors like USAID and the European Commission for this long-term plan.
In 2007, heavy rains caused severe flooding, which destroyed food crops in many parts of eastern and northern Uganda. FAO emergency response using ECHO funds included rapid response to people affected by the floods in Teso by providing cassava cuttings of the new resistant varieties and other agricultural inputs.
It's estimated that 50,000 households or 300,000 people were affected by the floods. And in response, FAO planned for supporting 20,000 households with planting material containing granules, simsim, cowpeas, and cassava cuttings, and also sweet potato vines. These have already been provided, and also other actors are providing this to support these households which are affected to come out of the situation that they are faced with of food insecurity.
As the people recover from the disastrous floods, their hope lies in the new crops to offer them food security.
Akaulo na ida unereso ida unusakira uneswa maana pono pedor sakora nikini ira na kwape aitonwe muogo asete sa tama ira gesi danu kwa ni jao ni toma osete kontine apondo tama inu ni tunga ichi aseo di tungo villages ngesa pedor taiba eponela nebulo na kora nikini nyamati disi apuser nu che kwaen konye mamara gurupu nu kere tunga kere esbere no apotu sa anyuta akaulo na adauno rebuloni teni da ada kwa na bu fa ngara na sa dum bere iboro kati mong ni disakora enso ke di melekes etenge da bere setting it so na re mame pona potiboro munaros.
As peace returns to northern and eastern Uganda, the voucher for work approach to improve livelihoods and cassava multiplication for enhanced food security are critical interventions in the resettlement process which need to be expanded to cover over 1.5 million people returning to their villages of origin.